pass the gavel to Commissioner Kelly.
Thank you very much, Commissioner Vickers, and I want to thank you personally for all the guidance you've given me over the last 2 years, and I want to thank you for the pleasure working with you. It's been a pleasure. Call the roll call, all commissioners present. Adoption of the agenda.
Motion.
Second.
Hearing any opposition? Motion accepted. Petitions from the public? We have any? Ms. Wanda Ballot, come forward.
Thank you. May I please approach and give each of you an invitation? We've got one. Some of you know my name is, oh, you've got one. This is great. Some of you know my name and you associate me and my husband with storytelling. But let me go back a little bit further than that and just throw your hand up when my 5 minutes is up, because I won't know. 35 years ago, a man named Jimmy Smith stood on the back of a hay wagon in Jonesboro, Tennessee, and he started telling stories, and about 30 people gathered around to listen to him. 35 years later in Jonesboro, about 12,000 people gather in a little tiny town, not much bigger than Madison, in tents all over that town, and they tell stories to each other, in tents that hold 1,000 people. It's an amazing thing. People just want to get together and they want to connect, and people come from all over the world to hear those stories. Oh, did I get an idea? And I thought, and I took Jim up there. You know, you want to be together on this when you're married, right? So I took Jim up there, and he got the idea too. We could do something good for Madison County, the city of Madison and Madison County, with storytelling. So we started about 5 years ago. We got a BO tool, guys, let us use her metal building. We got a few people to tell, and with the help of a teacher named Carol Washington, she got us some students to tell, and we had 75 people. That was not bad for an initial year, and we got together and we told stories of all kinds. Well, this past year, we had over 300, and we're growing, and people are seeing, and they're always surprised. And okay, I'm gonna say it. There's a little bit of a preponderance of men here, and men have a tendency to say, "Oh, well, this might not be something I'm all that interested in." But every time a man comes, they always end up saying, "I was so surprised. This was really good." They do, because we do connect, regardless of who we are, or male or female, or young or old. So we had 3 objectives: to do something to promote the art and tradition of storytelling. So we have local tellers. If you look on the agenda, we have some local folks that stand up and tell things about the past and about Madison or about their experiences. But we also promote the art of storytelling. So we'll bring in a professional or two that can show us how, and show our young people how to deliver a story effectively while they entertain us with story. And then we have young people. So anyway, we continue the art and tradition of storytelling. We wanted to do something good for Madison County. We try to take a little guerrilla demographics and figure out the best we can who people are, where they're coming from, what's going on. We've had people, one year we had people from over 17 different communities come. Now, that's just held in the one-day festival, and we hope to grow this thing so that we will have people come and stay with us and spend some real time and money with us, right? So we want to encourage that here in town. And then our third objective was to do something that would encourage children in their ability to connect with others, and their ability to stand up and say what they need to say when the time comes that they need to say it, whether it's a story or a 3-point speech or whatever. So there you go. Did I squeeze in under the 5 minutes?
You did.
We need you there. We need you there. It's going to be on Wally Davis's farm, and please bring somebody with you. And the stories start at 10. We go every hour, 10, and then we take a break right before 11. We'll have another concert, another series of stories at 11. Oh, I gotta tell you, and then at 1, and then at 2, and maybe at 3 if we're still in a good mood. But at noon, we have an open stage, and this is where we get to meet some folks. So you could just put your name in the hat. if we draw your name, you can get up there and tell us a 5-minute story. And, it just has to be family friendly and no politics. So, any questions? I really hope to see y'all there. We need your presence. It's not just that it helps us at the gate, it's that it shows us that you're interested, you want to push this forward, that you see the vision that we have, and we can do something together that's good for Madison County. So, thank you so much. And if you'll please forgive me, I'm gonna dart right out because I'm in the schools today visiting with the children who are gonna be telling and kind of getting them fired up and pumped up. And we do have a very unusual first-time featured teller this year that is gonna have a very exciting story for us, who we will not name, but we'll point. No.
We'll all be out there to support him.
Hey, Wanda?
Yes, sir.
Are you prepared to be able to say a little bit about next year's event at all?
Well, why don't I let you do that? We're in negotiations right now with a nationally known teller, musician teller, and I think he's the kind that can draw folks from all kinds of communities. He has quite a following, and really, really nice man. But as far as everything else goes, I'll let you comment on that if you would.
Well, one of the things in trying to expand this into a multi-day event where you can bring people in is, Wanda and Jim came out and looked at the Ag Center. And I think that's gonna be a good venue for next year's event. And also applying to the TDC and looking at being able to bring in some of these storytellers that have a following. It's just like anything, there's people that follow, people that are well-known storytellers, and just like musicians or anything. So I think we've got some really good ideas of trying to expand this out next year and use our newly renovated facilities down there at the Ag Center. So we're really excited about that.
One of the first ideas we have is a Friday night concert and slam. People will come up from all over the southeast, and I hope, Lord, please let that come true, to go to a slam, because there are storytellers out there that love to compete. So we're thinking about a slam, and that's a lot of fun. You know, cash prizes and all that to really get people fired up, and then the next day we could do the festival. So we're laying the foundation for a bigger event next year.
Yeah, appreciate what you and Jim do to help bring all that together. It's a
Well,
lot of
thank you.
work. We really appreciate that.
Yes, thank you very much, I appreciate it, and thank you for getting on board and trying to look into the future and envision what we can do as a community. Appreciate it, Brian. Any other questions or comments?
Well, I have a comment.
Yes, sir.
I witnessed the Tropicana speaking, earlier this week. And, I don't know if you're aware, there's not, but a lot of kids did some good jobs there.
Yes.
And you can maybe get some of them on board.
We actually have, some of our tellers were finalists it just so happened, they were finalists in the Tropicana. I'd have to go back and check to see if any of them placed at what point they did, but every year there's some overlap, and Tropicana is an amazing and wonderful thing for children, and it does give them specific experience about creating your speech, have your point, have your introduction, have your conclusion, and sit down, which I haven't done. So, I'll leave if you don't leave. But thank you for mentioning that. I love that. So, any other questions or anything I can tell you? I thank you for your time. It's an honor. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Okay, we'll move on down, approval of minutes from the regular meeting held October 24th.
So moved.
Motion is second. Any opposition to the minutes approved? So moved. I'm sorry. I think there'll be all those in favor. All those opposed. Motion passed. All right, report from constitutional officers. Sheriff.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Just one thing, since the passing of the ordinance that you guys did on the Cherry Lake Beach, the clerk asked me the other day if we were gonna make copies of the back of that y'all passed, and the answer is no. What I need is citations. I brought one for the clerk as an example. Something like that might be good, triplicate. So that we can leave them a copy, we can retain a copy, and one copy can go to the court. Either quarter page or half page would be great with the information. Yeah, you can keep it, that's our warning ticket. the information that's on the ordinance, of course, would be there instead of those things. And, so whenever y'all can get those, we'd be ready. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Mr. Chairman, we have sent that over to Jim Bob Printing to get a price on that, Sheriff.
Good.
So we've got a proof coming for y'all to take a look at.
Okay, great, I appreciate that, sure.
Thank you, Ron. Moving on down, adoption of the consent agenda.
So moved.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Approved. All right, under Public Works, we have consideration of resolution, 2018-11-14 in the agreement for the Small County Outreach Program grant for the resurfacing of Northeast Cattail Drive from State Road 6 to, Northeast Corn Center.
Motion to accept.
Have a motion?
Second.
I think Buddy has it.
Well, he can make the motion, then
Yeah.
do the
Yeah.
discussion.
Discussion,
as
yeah,
part of the
open discussion, but
Wasn't very much on it, just wanted to mention that, it was 100% funding from the state, and it's $800,000, like you see on the paper. And, we was not gonna be doing any milling or any culvert work, so it's definitely gonna cover the cost. And we'll be paving from, resurfacing from 6 to Corn Silk, so, everything should be good, there's no problem.
I was noticing that actually it's like a 3-year deal for it's finally done, is that the way I read it right?
Right, yes.
Design and,
It's gonna be out a little bit, and Nathan may bump it up a little bit, you know, they bumped out, Duval Pond, and it's possible they can bump this one up a little bit, so it could be a little sooner.
did you say it would take over 3 years?
well, no, from what I read, this says the design has to be
Yeah.
done by the end of next year.
Right.
And then contract by the following October, and then actual work done in 2021.
Right, it's kinda out there a little bit, but it could be a little sooner.
Okay.
And that's all we had on that. Also, just, bring you up to date on the roads that y'all had.
Yes.
We did have pre-construction yesterday with, Dennis Music, with Clover. You know, he got one road out of all the roads, and he's probably a month out from starting, maybe 2 months. Scrubs, they're gonna try to start next week on the remainder of the roads. Gonna start in Cherry Lake area and work coming back south. So, kind of fill you in on that part, so.
Donaldson,
Donaldson?
have they moved in yet?
No, sir. I went down, well, I had one of the guys go down yesterday and check, and they still haven't moved in. I think they're really about 3 weeks out, but it's on their timetable now, so.
Fit to say that their time started when the contract was.
Went 3 weeks ago.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
But there was no major rain delays associated with
No,
that?
sir. Nothing. Well, really, we haven't had any contact with them. We tried to contact Travis with Anderson, and we've not been able to touch bases with him, so we don't know what. I think it's a subcontractor gonna come in and do the clearing and grubbing. So we're just kinda waiting on them.
Okay, thank you.
Thank y'all.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
All right.
We need to move forward.
Yeah, we, do need to, we have a motion on the floor, for consideration. All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion passes. All right, under new business, we'll discuss the December 26th meeting, which is the day after Christmas. Got to argue with attorney over this.
I'm just trying to save your immortal soul.
Very good point.
So, Mr. Chairman, I'll go ahead and make a motion that we cancel it, but if we need to have a special meeting anywhere in between, right, we'll do so.
We do.
If we need to have one, just call one.
All right, I have a motion.
I'll second that.
All right, I will say, because of the other council meeting in November, this means that we'll only have one scheduled meeting between now and the end of the year, unless we need a special meeting.
Right.
So I just want to put that on the record. All right, I have a motion and a second. All those in favor? All those opposed? Carried. All right.
Mr. Chairman, while you're talking about special meetings,
Yes.
we've been talking to the commissioners about having a special meeting, next Monday at 6 o'clock in the evening, to discuss the second phase of the river grant, application to the Water Management District, And also, we would like to, discuss the, agreement with the Chamber of Commerce, for the rent of the, Ag Center.
Yeah, so you wanna have a meeting at 6 o'clock then on Monday?
Monday evening.
19th.
Yes.
Now, we also have, well, go ahead, do I have a motion for that?
Well, I have a landfill meeting that night. Say at 6 o'clock.
Yeah.
Well, this one starts at 5:30, I might be out in time.
You've got school board Tuesday night.
Yes, but the school board, both school boards have to meet on the 20th statutorily, because they have a statutory reorganization session that has to occur on that Tuesday. So
Right.
I'd be available Monday, but not Tuesday.
Okay.
Would it be possible to?
We can,
bump it back
6:30.
to 6:30 or something?
Yeah, let's do it at 6:30, that'd be better.
Okay.
You'd like to put that form for
Motion.
So,
All right, a motion and a second to have the special meeting, on the 19th at 6:30 to discuss the Chamber of Commerce and also the,
River Grant.
River Grant. All those in favor? All opposed? Motion carries. All right, the other, we are meeting, are we going to meet the 20th for the swearing in of,
Yes, that would also take place on the, if the judge is available, I gotta check his schedule. Donnie said that he was available, and I've talked into what? The 19th, yes,
On the
not the
19th,
20th, the
yeah,
19th.
see, we had talked about the 20th, that's what I'm,
Right.
you know.
No, that would
But if
be,
we're gonna meet on the 19th, if we could possibly do that, if
Yes.
the judge could be available.
yeah, I have to check with the judge. Donnie said he was available, and, Tommy, Hardy had also talked about asking, there's a couple, people on the Soil and Water Conservation District who may want to attend as well.
Oh, okay, and Commissioner Martin, you can do that?
That's only for those that are on the ballot this time, correct?
Right, right.
The other three were not.
All right. Commissioner Moore, any other matters you'd like to bring up?
I'll yield my time, Mr. Chair.
go ahead.
I just wanna thank Wayne for having an opportunity to work with him, and, it's been enjoyable.
It's been an honor and a privilege.
Well, we feel the same way. Thank you very much. Mr. Washington?
I've got a couple things,
Yes,
Mr.
go
Chair.
ahead.
Yesterday I ran into Dolores Jones, who all of you know, I'm sure. She said that she's looking for volunteers for Salvation Army bell ringers, and that all of you don't know how to get in touch with her. Her exact words. So if you would like to volunteer, I was just told that I would pass that message along. I didn't tell her I would, I was told I would pass it along. So I did.
We understand.
She is way not asking.
Exactly.
She doesn't ask for anything, she instructs you.
Also, the other thing, yesterday we had an insurance committee meeting to discuss the, how we did this past year. So y'all are aware that the way our insurance works, we pay money in, what doesn't get paid out in premiums, we get back. That's the advantage of being in the consortium that we're in. And so far, that has not happened. We've never gotten money back, right? But we also don't have to pay extra, you know, and we pay what we pay. Well, this year, we are slated to get back about $51,000. That number may change. You know, there's still some things that come in at the end of the year that we may end up having to pay for, but we were told with some confidence that we would get some money back. One of the things that, this is a really personal thing I'd like to see, is us try to reinvest that back into employees for their health. You know what I'm saying? Ways to encourage them to be healthier. One of the things that we did this last year at the sheriff's urging was the granting of the 4 hours of administrative leave for them to go get a wellness check. As of September, I think we were about 66% of the employees had wellness checks. And where you see that, I mean, this is all anecdotal, because I don't have last year's data to compare to this year, is you see it in the fact that we get money back. You know, the healthier we are, the less people would need medications, doctor's appointments, whatever, and we would be getting that. It'd be helping us out here, but it also would be helping to reduce premiums overall. So I'd just like to see us do that. I'm sure that if y'all wanted to, the insurance committee could meet again and come up with some ideas of ways to do that, if that's what you guys want to do. I'm just throwing it out there, but, that's what I saw and what I got out of yesterday, but just wanna let y'all know that.
Well, I think
So it's encouraging.
most companies and agencies now stress wellness checks and things like that throughout the year for their employees. I think that would be a very good idea.
And this is enrollment time, if any changes need to be made.
Well, no, we've already through enrollment, but what we can do though is like I said, we can look at maybe developing a program or something like that that would encourage people to be even further healthy besides doing a wellness check, maybe a weight loss program or I don't know, I'm just off the top of my head, exercise, something, I don't know. Just trying to look at ways that we could do that to maybe encourage people to be healthier. But anyway, that's all I got.
Mr. Martin? Mr. Dixon?
I just wanted to echo the fact I enjoyed working with Commissioner Vickers and had an opportunity to work with him as we carried out the county business, and thank you for everything you did over the years I've had an opportunity to work with you.
Mr. Reeves?
Just wanna say the same thing, Wayne, sure enjoyed it, a pleasure to work with, a good steady hand, and don't miss you.
Mayor Bell?
I just want to thank Commissioner Vickers too. He's had a lot of interaction with the steam engine show and all that, and we appreciate everything.
Ron?
One of the things I was left on your desk there is, there's a meeting coming up, with the Florida Association of Counties Trust, December 7th. I was gonna see if one of y'all wanted to attend, to represent the county. And if not, if you wanted me to go represent the county. And so I wanted to put that out there. It's kinda, I wanna thank Wayne too for what he's done, for the citizens. People don't realize how much work it takes, of course y'all do, being in this position. And this is, attending these meetings and representing the county, at these functions and all the subcommittees that you work on is tremendous. And the public doesn't see that every day. And I wanna thank you on the fire board, attended all the meetings of the fire board. The Chamber of Commerce, board on the chamber, you were always there at the Chamber of Commerce and Tourism and Development. And I believe you're on the hospital board as well, so. And I guess at the next meeting in December, we'll be talking about if y'all wanna, how y'all wanna, what responsibilities y'all wanna take on, with those roles. And as Donnie comes on, so I'll leave that to y'all, and we may wanna do that at the first meeting in December.
I was gonna ask you to put that on the agenda. I would like to see some changes. I would like to change a couple I'm on. I think, Commissioner-elect Walter has indicated he'd like to help out on several, so I think we need to have that discussion.
Okay.
In December, if you'll put that on the agenda.
Okay.
Commissioner Blogger, anything?
Okay. Donnie?
I want to personally thank Wayne, through our campaign, it was a gentleman's campaign, real stand up, through the transition, real class act, Wayne. Thank you very much for your service.
Okay. Hearing no further business, I'll
I
adjourn.
want to make one thing real quick. Canvassing board, just for everybody to know, we was involved, I was involved in the Commissioner Moore on as far as the canvassing board for the machine recount the other day and some other things. And I just wanted, I know Tommy's not here, but publicly, I just wanted to see, that was my first opportunity to serve on the canvassing board, and I learned a lot. And I can tell y'all that he does a phenomenal job, and Frida and Sierra, and those folks over there, and ours were no issues, class act, and, equipment we have, that I just wanted to publicly state. I know I was hoping Tommy would be here to give a little deal and, on our machine recount that we did, and we may end up having to do a manual recount Friday, that's been published, and I just wanted to say that they do a good job, they've done a good job for Madison County on this election.
I echo those same sentiments. All right, meeting adjourned.
Thank you.